Hey, this is Mylan. I'm the #1 Sparks fan. Been a fan for a while. I'm at every game. I travel with the Sparks, so you'll always see me by the big hat. We're here to represent tonight. Sparks get that first win, beat these Mystics. Go Sparks. Getting ready to tip off against these Mystics. We got to put a beating on them tonight, get that first win. The ladies are getting warmed up. It's going to be good tonight. Tune in, don't miss it.
Yo, what's up, guys? Mike here, Matthew here with Sparks Weekly with the one and only superstar running off the court, the one and only Lexi Brown. So, Lexi, your first 2 games of the year, we know how you finished the season, dealing with your health. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling awesome. It was a long off season of getting healthy, back to myself, but you know, once training camp started, I was feeling probably better than I was feeling this time last year, so I'm just really excited.
Your teammates love you. So speaking of that, the energy is so much love with you guys. You're one of the leaders too. Just how has it been so far?
It's been a blast. I've been waiting to become a vet in this league for so long, probably since my first season. I can't wait to be like one of the old heads, one of the vets in this team. Just to see how much the league has grown. In the 6 years that I've been a part of it has been amazing. And having the little ones, I mean, they're just, I don't know, like I have so many good things to say about them. They're so eager to learn. They're so coachable. And they have great personalities. I'm just really happy that they're here.
And Coach said something very interesting at the last post-game press conference where he talked about you. He said, with your game this year, teams are going to look at you as the #1. Have you been feeling that these first 2 games? Do you see teams trying to do more to try to take you away?
I think I just usually get the best defender on the opposing team, and you know, I see that as a sign of respect. But you know, I took that. I mean, I was being guarded like that last year. Shooters, we're important now, you know. So finally, right? So every guard, you know, that can shoot the 3 at a high level is getting guarded at a high level. So, you know, I took that. In the offseason, worked on stuff off the bounce, getting to the rim a little bit more. But my teammates make me so much better. They give me so much confidence. They make the game very easy for me.
And with yourself, you talked about your ability to go off the dribble and things like that. Do you want to play a little more point guard and have the ball more to where you can create for others as well?
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I feel like I have really good basketball IQ. You know, I'm a student of the game. I know everybody's strengths and weaknesses already. And then they can't defend me the way they want to defend me if I bring the ball before. So I think that'll just make our offense feel a little bit better at times.
Final question, you guys are trying to get your first victory of the year. What is it going to take to make that happen tonight?
We have to execute the game plan, share the ball, limit turnovers, and get rebounds.
Lexi Brown, LA Sparks fans. LA Sparks fans, Michael Matthew here. We are here to talk about the sport for LA Sparks Weekly. Big game tonight to try to pick up their first victory of the season. Of course, I'm never alone. The one and only DJ Treasy Trees is with me. How are you feeling tonight about this matchup with the Washington Mystics?
I'm feeling really good about this matchup because both teams are going to have to come with some energy.
Yeah.
Neither one of them have picked up a W so far this season, which is okay because they both play some hard teams to play. But tonight is really going to show who has the Brink to get that first W.
Yeah, so I'm feeling good. I'm back in the building ready to do my thing. I'm happy the ladies are back at home after a tough outing there in Vegas. But they look really good. Like both of their games, little plays here and there would have led to victories.
Yep.
How encouraging is that for the sports fans out there who are watching this team?
It's super encouraging because what it means is that we can compete with the best of, right? When you play against a championship team and you keep it neck and neck up until the 4th quarter, that only shows positive things for the team.
And I think that this year, we were here all last year with the team. this year's team's the depth. You got Rakia to come in and add some good play off the bench. We know what Zaya can do, but we got to talk about the big dogs. Because Kia, Lexi Brown, DeWanna Bonner are playing some great basketball. What have stood out to you from those three?
I would say Kia Nurse has really stood out to me. She's really owned that mid-range and been versatile. She's had some great three-point successes, but she's also not been afraid to take it in the paint and get some extra points there. How about you?
Yeah, man, I really love DeWanna doing. For her to go out Asian the way she did, big time scoring night, rebounding the ball. We talked about it. I've been saying who's going to be the one. She's going to be that number one player for the team going forward. But don't just listen to us. Of course, we always got you covered. We're going to send you over to the pregame presser with Coach Kurt Miller.
Washington's been really impressive out of the gates with their physicality and their on-ball defense. You can't watch them and think anyone's playing harder than them in the entire league. And there's a significant concentration of that ball pressure. So we've talked for the last 2 days about how important it is to have poise and be able to handle that pressure. Obviously, that's what they're trying to create as their identity. So low live ball turnovers and handing physicality is a number one on priorities tonight for any kind of success. We have to handle their physicality.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Kurt. Mark Medina, Sports Kitty. Good to see you. I know it's early, but what do you think Cameron's been giving you defensively so far?
Yeah, Cameron's analytics are off the charts at rim protection, and I think that's obviously, her calling card from college and what you thought. But until you work with her and realize how real it is, it's really impressive. Now, people are going to scheme because she roams and she comes, she's a great help side defender and she can really protect the rim. So they started scheming us, right? It was the chess match between Becky and I down the stretch. They put in an undersized team to try to spread them out. They tried intentionally to win that game to get Cameron Brink away from the rim. That's a great credit. There's the back-to-back champions made a chess move late in the game to try to get Cam away from the rim. That's what you need to hear. That's how much respect out of the gates. But it's real. She's long. She's got good timing on being able to protect the rim. So, again, offensive end, I think she's ahead, honestly, of what we thought we were going to have at this time of the year, but so much growth potential there. But defensively, even when she's not scoring here early in her career, she can impact the game so much at the defensive end.
Hey, Coach. Lexi got quite
5 push-ups.
Lexi got some extended time at the one on Saturday. What did you see from her as a facilitator and primary ball handler?
Well, first, I will tell you that Lexi came to us in the middle of the game and said, let me, play the point. And she hadn't played a second of point in all of training camp. So that was what you see in the WNBA in the beginning of the season. It's kind of a work in progress, but showed maturity. Again, the maturation for her is she's earned the right to be coveted by defenses as the go-to player. And so she's going to get covered like that. And they top blocked her. They made every catch hard off the ball. So, she was the first one that came to me, said, I'm having trouble getting the ball when I'm off the ball. Give me the ball and let me be the point guard. And so they can't guard me 94 feet and then take me away the way they were off the ball. So it was an adjustment that was suggested by her. We did it, and we loved that. We loved that lineup. That lineup was very effective for us. We moved Kia Nurse to the 2, got extended minutes with Rakia, got her in her maybe more natural position at the 3, as she's a 3 and 4, and we were able to keep De'Erica and Cam with our size in the post. So we had effective minutes. Was excited about that. Excited that Lexi embraced that, wanted that. And it got her going. And she's the one that recognized how well they were defending her when she was off the ball. So we've got to take a look at that. It's a good counter when people are, again, tonight, I expect Atkins and their best defender to be on Lexi, making life difficult, and like they have with each one of their opponents so far. So we're going to have to be creative and find ways for Lexi to get the ball.
Hey, Coach. Jackie Ray TV. The Sparks looked really good last game. Can you talk a little bit about how they're building that chemistry, learning from each other, and Rakia in her supportive role? How is she developing in that?
Yeah, no moral victories in pro basketball. This is a build, but there's still no moral victories. We wanted to find a way to that finish line and just came up a little bit short. But to fall down double digits in the fourth quarter and battle your way back to 4 points and had multiple possessions, down 4, had a wide open 3 to cut it to 1 with less than a minute to go. There's great learning opportunity through that, and we didn't back down to them. And De'Erica Hamby led the way with her motor and her physicality and her determination, and that's what we love to see. As for Rakia, obviously he's first off the bench for us, has embraced that 6-player position right now. I have a mantra that the young players in the team are repeating: fight for the role you want, be a champion in the role you've earned. And they're embracing that. They're regurgitating that to the media themselves, and I love to see it. I think there's a stat out there that there's 6 or 7 players on each team off the bench, depending on if they're keeping 11 or 12. So somewhere in that 70-some range of people are considered bench players in this league. There's only 2 bench players in the entire league playing more minutes than Rakia right now. So I know everyone wants Rakia on the floor. She is getting minutes. We're excited about what she's produced, and it's only going to get better. And you see how talented she is. She has a knack to put the ball in the hole.
Hey, Coach, it's Kahari Jones from Motivated Purpose. Can you elaborate on just more on Rakia? Is that her being versatile? Is that something that you expected from her coming into the season?
Yeah, she's definitely 4'3", and that's how they used her at Tennessee. That's what we drafted. You see it when I was with the USA team and we played Tennessee in the exhibition. She did some good things at both positions, and so we drafted her with the ability to play a little bit smaller, a little bit more modernized basketball at the 4, but also know that she can bring great length at the 3, which we didn't have last year with both Katie Lou Samuelson and Steph Talbot out for the entire year. We didn't have any length at the wing position last year, so it's nice to have that versatility. Again, with Azare, with her extended injury, we're a little bit thin in the post, so Rakia started more in the post early in her career, but she certainly has the potential, and we will use her at the 3. And we have to be out of foul trouble. We have to be fresh in order to have enough post players to allow her to play the 3. If not, obviously we're playing her as an undersized 4 at times too.
Edwin Garcia, Swish Appeal. Coach, you mentioned early on, before the season even started, that it was going to be a committee kind of leading this team. There wasn't one direct leader, but De'Erica Hamby has quickly, picked up the offensive production and kind of carried that load. Can you talk about, besides just the fact that it's been a year where she's been under, the tutelage of the team and been a spark, what's really helped propel her offensively this season so far?
Her mentality, her mindset coming in. She has a lot of goals for herself personally, and she was remarkable. The story of her playing 40 games with everything last year, coming back from the birth of legend, but and everything else going on with the trade. She has an incredible mentality coming in this season. She has personal goals. She's not been afraid to share those, that she wants to be an all-star, that she wants an MVP vote. She wants to be counted on as the go-to person. Her motor has always made her special in this league, but she's playing with a determination and a confidence right now along with that motor that really makes De'Erica special. She's leading. And I just love these guys that are stepping up into more prominent roles. Lexi Brown is leading. Lasia Clarendon is a natural leader. Kia Nurse has more freedom to lead on this team than maybe the last few years between Seattle and Phoenix. She really is a veteran presence on this roster. And so Kia, again, is really comfortable with her voice. So I love it. It's not dominated by one voice. We're very much a collaborative leadership group and by committee, but De'Erica is a huge part of that.
We have 2 virtual questions. Cameron?
This is Cameron Ruby from The Next. I was just curious, I know you mentioned Lasia as sort of a natural leader. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about that and kind of what it's meant to this young team.
Yeah, she's just, such a veteran presence, her knowledge, her experience. She's played in a lot of different franchises for a lot of different systems and coach. She is a true professional, and she knows how to be a professional. Lesia was outstanding for us last year in a utility guard role because some of our injuries, obviously Julie Alleman's season-ending injury, has put her primarily at the point guard position, has not been able to use her as much in the utility guard position right now, but she's leading both on and off the court, and the players really look to her for that leadership.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Last question, Brendan.
Yeah, hi Coach. This is Brendan Potts from World Exposure Report. I wanted to ask about Cam. What has she shown you through the time that you've coached her that stands out from the other greats that you've coached at her position?
Yeah, first, that stands out is her positivity. She is a really fun player to be around, not only coaches, but the players. She brings a lightness to the locker room. She just really has a great personality that can really bond teammates. So what she's been asked to do off the court and represent our franchise and all that comes with a lottery pick and a person of her stature, a lot of people couldn't do what she's doing, and she shows up, wanting to be a sponge, wanting to keep learning. That's what's really remarkable, is that she's humble. She's a humble star already, and is hard on herself, which is not unusual in this league with people that are perfectionists and want to be great at their craft. But she's wants to learn. She wants to get better, and she wants to be a great teammate. And that's such a special quality that you don't always see. And again, the sky is the limit for her, and she's going to have some off nights. She's going to have a rookie wall at some point. All those guys played all that long college season, and we're getting ready to go into an unbelievable cadence of games. We've had a little bit of a easier cadence than some teams out of the gate, but right around the corner we have 4 and 7 in 3 different cities, and so it's going to get real for all these guys. But I can't tell you how excited I am to be a part of Cam's growth and part of her journey, because she has a chance to be really, really special.
Thank you, Kurt.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Have a good game.
And we're back. We just heard from Coach.
Yep, we did.
He mentioned Lexi. Lexi is somebody that came into the season was like, can't she take that step to become an all-star? He's like, hey, she's asking to do more. She wants to play on the ball more. Is that something you can see starting tonight with Lexi being on the ball?
Absolutely, because Lexi hasn't been getting the three-point touches that we are used to Lexi getting, right? So Lexi took it upon herself to ask for more responsibility to bring the ball up, because you can't guard her from 95 feet. What more can you ask from a veteran and a leader inside of this new Sparks team?
And she's a baller. I believe she can do it. She's one of those players that has improved every year with her hands and with her ability to shoot the three-point ball. I'm excited to see exactly what she's going to do tonight. And I'm excited to see the young clubs.
Yep.
Cameron, Rakia, who had a nice game off the bench this last game versus Vegas. What are you hoping to see from those two?
Coach talked a little bit about Rakia taking that 6-man position. And Rakia has come off the bench with new energy, with scoring potential. She's grabbing her own rebounds. Yeah. What more can you ask from the rookie than for her to be energetic, to stay with the play, and to take care of the ball on the way in trying to score?
Hey, Sparks fans, I'm letting y'all know now. Jot it down. I'm saying W for the Sparks
for
tonight.
Sure.
They gonna come out work, get their first win of the season. So make sure you guys watch it however you can, WNBA app, wherever you can view it. The Sparks are going to go at it tonight against the Washington Mystics, baby.
Trees, and I am here with the one and only Kia Nurse. Welcome to the show, Kia.
Thank you.
Got a couple questions for you before the game starts. On our show, I like to call you the queen of the mid-range. Can you talk about how your game inside of the three-point line has helped the Sparks so far this season?
Yeah, that's a new one. I'll be honest with you. For me, it's been a lot of just like coming into the season healthy and feeling good about it and feeling confident and knowing that my teammates and my coaches have the utmost confidence in my jump shot. And they've given me the mid-range a little bit more this year, and it's something that we worked on in the offseason, so I'm glad that it's been helping me out.
Awesome. We just talked to Coach Kurt Miller in the press conference, and he talked a lot about collaborative leadership. Can you talk about what that means to you in this Sparks season so far?
yeah, it means that we don't have to have one leader who's kind of carrying the load for everything and, one voice in the locker room consistently. I think it's great to have a variety of voices because we all have different backgrounds and different understandings of the game, different ways to watch it and maybe learn it in our scouting reports. So it's important for us that across the board, our veterans are able to kind of share their insights and their intricacies of the game, but our rookies are able to speak as well and kind of speak up on what they're seeing out there. So a lot of it is just sharing the load on the leadership side of things. It also creates a very collaborative environment where people feel like they can go to anybody if they have a problem.
And last question. So far, we've seen a different mixtures of your game, different things that we saw you in the three-point, that mid-range. What part are you excited most to bring out of your game and show the Sparks fans?
Well, I mean, my three-point shot's been something that has kind of progressed over my career. It was really late at my UConn career that it kind of like started becoming something I really went to, but it's opened up the floor a little bit for me, and that's been able to kind of get back into that mid-range game. But I love transition. That's kind of the place where I thrive the most. And post-injury, it was hard to get into transition because that's where my injury happened, so it's tough to get through your mind to do it. But I like playing in transition, semi-transition, scoring at all three levels. It's something I want to be more consistent at, so it's been a good start to the season.
All right, thank you so much. And LA Sparks Weekly, make sure you keep it locked. We have another interview coming for you shortly.
Thank you. You're awesome. Wait.
All right, let's get it on.
Well, not sure I've been involved in many games where we have more turnovers than baskets and win, but proud of our team, gritty, gutty, finding ways to get stops at the end. I thought the physicality, what I was worried about going into the game, really bothered us at the offensive end. That's what they've shown on film, that they're disrupting everybody right now early in the league, in the season, and it's their identity. And we didn't handle it as well as I wanted, but we brought back a fight, and was proud of that group. I rode the starters and Rakia a lot of minutes tonight, but that big lineup, a big credit. Rakia really guarded Samuelson well in the second half, and keeping Cam and De'Erica out of foul trouble and on the floor together was huge. So the first one's always the hardest, and so proud of that young group to come up with our first win.
Coach, speaking of Rakia, there were a couple of plays throughout the game where, her hands just active defensively. She disrupted a couple of their sets, their forced turnovers, and that big block at the end of the game. Just kind of what have you seen from her on that end of the floor, not just tonight, but just overall?
Yeah, it's interesting because, when she plays the 4, she's playing against people, the best position in the world in our league. And she's outmatched with size. But when she goes back to the 3, she's got length and size. And so you see that in some of this disruption tonight as she played more 3. But, she's learning schemes. She's learning our rules and our shot clock. And she's learning the physicality, what's happening to her now. You can already see her going, okay, this is how we can play at the defensive end too. So, again, she was big tonight offensively. She can just go get you a basket. And I know she had some turnovers late, but just really comfortable with her on the floor right now.
Coach Edwin Garcia, switch appeal. Cameron Brink had a +11, the highest plus-minus on the team. I know that doesn't always tell the whole story of a game, but in a game where she had played 30 minutes, was +11 and only scored 4 points, how was she able to be a dominating factor in the result?
Yeah, her presence, even when she's not blocking shots, she's altering shots. Her ball pressure on their post players that were facilitating from the perimeter, she's a factor. Proud of her staying out of foul trouble tonight against Olsen and Austin. Again, we've got to find her more shots. She's unselfish to a fault. Even when she gets catches, she's just not a natural hunt for her own offense type of player. But that will come. But her immediate impact here as she, gets accustomed to playing in this league is certainly at the defensive end. And again, big play at the end of the game, with another block and alteration of a shot.
On that note, the last play, what goes into making consecutive stops in the same possession?
Yeah, it's communication. It's, a will to, stay in plays. And, being very disciplined. Those last plays, we're all trying to get someone to make a mistake and try to get, a 2-man action where someone overcommits one way or the other. So you have to be really, really solid and stay really disciplined in that situation. And I thought, we did a really good job in late game special situations defensively. Our special situations offensively weren't great, but we did what we needed to do to win.
Coach, congratulations on the first win. Eric Lampkins, the second, Culver City Observer. What did you learn about your team tonight, and how is this group compelling you to grow and evolve?
Yeah, I think what I learned was that, I'm very scout heavy, probably the most scout heavy coach in the league and have been for years. And so I tend to highlight what our opponents do all the time. And so some of my teams be like, well, Coach, we're physical too. And when we got to the locker room, when we talked about the physicality and we talked about are we going to have that aggression back and that competitiveness back, would we have it? And we did. So what I learned is I got a really competitive group. We are young. We're going to make mistakes. We've had 13 practices. I have a lot of new players in that top 6. Half the top 6 is my first year with me, and a lot of players off the bench are in their first year with me. So we're not going to look aesthetically great in the month of May, but we'll get better and better. But I learned that we have a tough group.
Coach LT Willis, TG Sports TV1. I thought you guys did a great job of limiting them to 1 shot despite the turnovers. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, with 16 defensive rebounds, De'Erica led that charge. I think at halftime we had 3 people with a rebound. That's kind of unheard of. And De'Erica was the only one rebounding. So we challenged more people to get on the boards, but as you see, it was really De'Erica that dominated the defensive glass for us. And we did a good job. They had 3 offensive rebounds pretty early and ended with 7. So, I thought we did a much better job in the second half, obviously, of holding them to 1 and done.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach. DJ from Infanity TV. We saw Lexi Brown bringing the ball up and handling the ball a little bit more. Was that a part of the plan, or was that an adjustment that you made during the game?
You know, being able to have one of the guards out and playing a bigger lineup and sliding Rakia down to the 3 can happen with De'Erica and Cam are out of foul trouble and fresh enough to go. De'Erica's motor, you know, she would probably play another game if I rolled her out here right now. But, you know, her motor's just crazy. But it allows us, when Cam's not in foul trouble, it allows us to play Rakia more at the 3. Again, we're a 6'6" player down, and Azrae Stevens not here, and so it's desired. And so when we take out Leja, we slide Lexi from the 2 to the 1. We had success with it despite the loss against Vegas, so we wanted to relook at it tonight. When we can get out and transition, I really like with Lexi at the point. Again, you know, she hasn't run point. I told you, not 1 second of training camp. So running late game situations, execution, when we get slowed down in the half court is a work in progress for everything. But really credit Lexi. You know, it says I took her out for 7 seconds. I don't think I did, but the box score says that she got a 7-second rest.
Hey, Coach. Judo Kanyas, Annenberg Media. I'm wondering about your rotation heading towards the season. You know, right now you have a 6-man rotation. I'm wondering if you're broadening that as the season goes on, and maybe like you're not getting contributions from the bench. What do you want to see more from the bench as you go through the season?
Yeah, I mean, I have confidence in the bench, and told them afterwards the same thing. And I thought we did have contributions from the bench. Rakia comes off the bench. I thought Stephanie Talbot's 5 minutes were really effective. Could have easily gone back to her, but Rakia was in a role, and so Steph plays the 3, so we rolled with Rakia tonight. But Stephanie Talbot is a pro, is a proven, you know, a bona fide piece of the puzzle of championship teams. And she's coming back off of her in ACL, but I have total confidence that way. Zia Cook's going to have a good second year. So that unit, I have a lot of confidence. Lee LaRue dominates in practice. Like, you guys haven't seen what she's capable yet. I'm really excited about what she brings, a different type of physical, big center presence for us that's really skilled. So that group is coming. You know, like I tell them all the time, it's deposits in the bank. You know, the more equity you put in the bank for me, the more you're going to get your opportunities. So we're coming up on a 4-game after we start again. We'll play 4 games in 7 days in 3 different cities. So, you know, the bench will now have to start really, really playing more minutes.
Coach, Michael Matthew, Infanity TV. Just when it comes to De'Erica, I talked to her before the game, and she said she talked to you guys during the offseason, said, hey, I want to be an all-star once again. I want to be the #1 player on this team. What have you seen from not only the practices, training camp, but also the game so far that's showing you guys that it's somebody that we can lean on?
Yeah, well, first, you know, she's an incredible competitor. She's got a great motor, and she's really hard to guard because of that. But what she's off to is an efficient start. She's playing within the offensive system and finding her opportunities. We're not running a ton of plays that are De'Erica plays. We're running actions where we think De'Erica can be successful in, and our guards are finding her. But she's creating a bunch of her own offense because of her motor, and she's getting out in transition. She's rebounding. You know, she just is an incredible worker. You know, as she said, she has a lot of personal goals for herself this year, and she's really doing a great job on the glass. Not only is she scoring efficiency, but the rebound numbers have been really impressive out of the gate.
Hi, Coach. Nina 5 at the 562. I was just wondering your overall feelings after getting this first win on the season.
Yeah, you know, really, wins are hard to come by. And, you know, in this build, not at 100% right now, every win is huge for us, for our confidence in what we're doing. And so, you know, really proud of them. It was 2 teams that mirrored each other, that are trying to find an identity, that are certainly both of us have an absolute direction that we're taking right now. And it's fun, you know, like it's fun. We're both scrappy. We're both play our tails off. You know, I coached all those years against Mike Tebow, Eric. we believe the same way. We like the same players. Like I still like Carly Samuelson. And so it's fun. I always said, Mike always made me better. Now I look forward to these chess match with Eric. So just truly exciting for us to get one in the win column, and now we're in a homestand. So can we? Can't wait to be in crypto, and should be a huge crowd with Indiana coming.
Hey, Coach, this is Joseph from the Bet on Her Collective. Can you walk us through the final clutch plays? There were a couple of moments there where the team showed a lot of resilience. What was the poise like? What did you guys talk about in the huddle to kind of keep the team together?
Yeah, I think real late we turned our focus to our stops and our defense because we didn't want to dwell on the turnovers or the lack of shots that we weren't getting because we were turning the ball over in those situations. And then, it's always important to execute. It's easier said than done to get the ball inbounds to get fouled. There's an art to that. You have someone you have to trust out of bounds. You have to get the ball to people that you trust to make foul shots. And I thought in late game situations with a young new team, we executed well with our out of bounds plays to get it in and get fouled. That's never underrated from a coach's standpoint. So many teams lose in those situations because they just can't get, even though they're going to get fouled, they can't get the ball in. So I give our players a lot of credit to execute to that situation tonight.
We're going to go to Zoom.
Hi, this is Cameron Ruby from the Next. I'm just curious, the post play was obviously pretty serious tonight. Cam played really good defense at the end and stayed out of foul trouble. I was just wondering kind of what it's like in practice, kind of trying to get her to that point where she's able to be on the floor for 30 minutes.
Yeah, she's such a good rim protector and help side defender that, she has to pick her spots on, when to come and be, force around the rim. She was really challenged tonight because we put her on Stephanie Dolson, and Stephanie Dolson's going to pick and pop and really space the floor. And so she tends to want to chase the ball off the ball because she is such a good rim protector and help side person. And the challenge was you've got to do both. You've got to be able to guard Stephanie Dolson on the perimeter, and still we need you to come at times to the rim and help us with your size. So, she's showing she is a sponge, an absolute pleasure to coach every day. She's got a positive attitude. She's got a learning approach. She wants to get better. She wants to be told how to get better. So I love working with her. I love the positive attitude. The offense will come. She just doesn't naturally look for her own offense, but she's really talented. So it's only a matter of time.
Last question, Jude.
Hey, Coach. Just one question on Rickea Jackson. You said pregame that you had a mantra, fight for the role you want, be a champion in the role you've earned. I'm curious, how has Rickea Jackson done that both in practice and games and what you've noticed in these 3 games and in practice so far?
Yeah, same kind of thing with Cam, right? A little bit overwhelmed, I think she would admit at times with everything that we've thrown at her in these first 13 days, on top of trying to ask her to play 2 different positions in the greatest league in the world. But, the openness to it, understanding that we were bringing her off the bench. She was rewarded tonight because of her play in Vegas. That was the equity. She put some equity in the bank. She made some plays early that allowed us to stick with it and go to that lineup again in the third quarter. So, it's all a process, and, I think she's seen that she does the little things, she keeps growing, she keeps learning, she's going to earn more and more. So just really pleased with those 2. I mean, you guys, if you knew what was asked of them right now representing us and the opportunities they have off the court and then still come to perform every day, every morning, the lifting and the extra shooting and the film work before we even get to practice, and then they're going to go represent us at the Dodgers game, and they're going to go represent us, which is so important to build our brand back up to what has been a long time, a championship, and the gold star of our league for so long. Those 2 are going to help bring that gold star back, that people are going to want to play in LA. People are going to see what the Sparks are going to be again. And it's not going to happen overnight. But what we're asking of those two on and off the court is pretty remarkable of how open they've been, how receptive they've been, how easy they are to coach. That they are truly, truly special people.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, DJ from Infanity TV. This question is for De'Erica. I'm over here. Hey, De'Erica, you've been on an unbelievable run. Tonight you have a number and a stat in almost every column. Can you talk about your motivation and the athleticism that you showed tonight?
My motivation is, well, first and foremost, my kids, but just wanting to help this team and help this organization. And, you know, I feel like I got to give myself grace, but last year when I came in here, it looked a lot different. But like I said, just wanting to help this team win.
Hi, De'Erica. Viking News, Marika. But my question for you is, what is something, even though you had this victory today, what is something that you feel like the team maybe might have lacked during the first and second quarter that you guys maybe want to fix before going against Indiana Fever?
Yeah, turnovers. I think that's pretty obvious. So we got to take better care of the ball. It's going to be really hard to win games in this league with the amount of turnovers. I don't know what it was, but turnovers for sure. Turnovers. Turnovers.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? John W. Davis back here with the Southern California News Group. Talk to me about the third quarter and fourth quarter runs. How did those feel in the moment to be able to kind of turn the momentum your way?
PG Lex.
Yeah, I think we just picked up the pace on the offensive end. We want to run. We have such dangerous threats at every position, especially in space and when we're up and down. As y'all can see, we're in pretty good shape. You know, the Mystics, credit to them, they're also in extremely good shape. So they came out and punched us first, and we recovered, and those runs were fun.
Yeah, I would say we got to our spots better. I think we matched the physicality a little bit more. The refs let us play the first half, and we got a lot of like the dives in the pockets that we didn't get the first half. That opened the floor up more.
For Lexi, you know, Coach was just talking about how he didn't play you at point at all during training camp, and then, you know, this past game against Vegas, you know, despite the loss, that he thought you had some success there, and then obviously tonight getting an extended run at the one in the fourth quarter. I'm just kind of curious, you know, what's your comfort level right now in terms of being, you know, the primary playmaker?
Yeah, I mean, I think last season I was one of our better playmakers after Jordan, especially in the pick and roll, and when I have teammates like I have that make my job easy. I mean, I love being in the pick and roll with De'Erica. You know, if I'm not open, she's open. If she's not open, I'm open. So, you know, she's one of the best in the entire league at what she does. And in the offseason, I just worked a lot on my handle. I know I'm going to get trapped a lot. I know I get a lot of elite defenders, you know, every night. So I had to, you know, go in the lab and work on some stuff. So having that trust in him means a lot to me.
First question, Lexi. Let's talk about that block shot you had at the end of the game, and I believe she got the rebound. So let's talk about that block shot first.
I blocked the shot?
Didn't you block a shot on the end? That was you.
I thought Cam did.
At the end of the game?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take it.
That wasn't you? I thought it was you.
No, that last possession, I mean, we knew that was a must-stop possession. So credit to the whole team. You know, we locked in, communicated, and got that stop at the end.
And then, De'Erica, you did a great job of limiting them to one shot and everything. So let's talk about the rebounding for your team tonight.
Yeah, just being aggressive on the boards. I felt like I couldn't really put the ball in the basket the first half, but there's other ways that I can contribute to the game that still gets me going. So.
Hey, Lexi, Ashley from Swish Cultures. I've seen all your off-season workouts. You've been training ridiculously crazy, putting in a lot of work with Chris Johnson and Corey. Can you talk a little bit about the translation of the off-season into in-season, some of your goals?
Yeah, I had a really busy off season, first getting healthy, which was really important to me. So we took care of that first. But I was in the gym almost every day. Some people wonder what I'm doing in all my free time. I am in the gym. I don't really post about it that much because this is work. For me, it's work. It's my job. So I spent a lot of time with Chris and Corey in this off season, and I have so much love for them because they even tried to help me last year when I was trying to come back. They've pushed me in ways that I didn't think was possible. They lifted me out of a very, very dark place, when I got sick. So the things that they've instilled in me, the skills that they've given me in the off season are coming to help me. Corey told me all offseason, you're going to run the one this year. You're going to run the one. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm a two. I'm a two. And we're in game 3, and I ran the one for the majority of the game. So we were prepared for that, and I give them so much credit for that.
Duke Nguyen with the LA Times. DeErica, you only had 2 points in the first half. Just how did you kind of stay focused and stay poised to kind of come back in the third quarter? And I think you scored the majority of your points in that quarter to get you guys back in the game.
Yeah, I didn't think my looks were bad. So just reminding myself, you're not playing bad. They're just being physical with you, and the refs are letting them play. But I like physicality. So a reset when I went into the locker room, and I did my little affirmations, and I just was able to absorb it a little more in the second half.
Well, ladies, just to talk about you guys' defensive effort on tonight, you closed the game with a defensive stop. What can you attribute to that, and just, the play of Cam and her ability to protect the rim?
Well, first and foremost, our game plan was to limit Carly and Atkins, and I think our guards did a really good job of that. So we kind of forced their post players to try to beat us, and, you can't be good at everything, so you had to give up something, and obviously the bigs got some points, but we won.
Yeah, the rookies, they're playing a ton of minutes, and they're doing a great job. They're picking stuff up really easily. Cam's staying out of foul trouble, which is amazing for us, and her presence down low has been so game-changing for me personally as a guard. We can get up and ball pressure a little bit more, be a little bit more physical and aggressive on the perimeter, so she's been great.
Jeremy Wolf, the Corsair. Congrats on the win. There's going to be a lot of hype coming into the next game on Friday, obviously being at Crypto. Is there any extra motivation for you guys as players, or is it just kind of take it as another game?
Yeah, we're excited to be at Crypto, but it's another game. Doesn't matter who or what, but it's about us and how we can get better. We got an off day tomorrow, and then we're back in the gym.
This is a question for both of you. Your last 2 games, you're coming up short. Today, you finally get to win in front of this home crowd. It's rocking. How do you guys just feel first victory?
Yeah, Coach kind of talked about it, getting the monkey off your back. It's always the hardest win. But we have 2 winnable games coming up, and it's nice to get some confidence going into it.
Yeah, we needed that one bad, and we all felt it. We were all looking at each other on the bench like, we got to win this game. So like DeErica said, monkey off our back, and now we can just continue to grow and learn throughout the season.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Just real quick, I just want to thank all of you for
this is a great group. This
out
is
here at Long Beach. You are part of this growth for our team, and it means a lot that you fought through to get here. Fought through traffic, all of the lines and everything. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. See you on Friday.
Yo, what's up, guys? Sparks fan. The Sparks did it. They pick up their first victory of the year. Me and DJ here, so excited to see this big-time win. We got a special guest, man, representing the Trojans, USC, my guy, Jude. What was your thoughts on the win tonight?
Yeah, it's impressive for the Sparks to obviously get their first win of the season, a big one that they need in front of the home fans before they go to Crypto. I will say the one thing that shocked me was the turnovers. I think that's one thing that we're going to have to clean up a little, but I really liked, the passing and the pick and roll. Hamby and, Lexi Brown, I thought that was brilliant. I think if they continue to go to that, they're going to be very successful.
I think the turnovers was something that Coach Miller had talked to us a couple times about. It's something that they were working on, and he knew that they were going to put pressure on the ball. I think they reacted to it better than we thought they were going to do. Because the Mystics, especially in the last game, I think they had like 19 or something steals and turnovers in transition. So I think the Sparks did a really good job to secure that win.
So we saw Lexi, PG Lexi. They talked about it there in the post game, what you guys are going to see.
Yep.
What was your thoughts? Because Lexi was able to put together a solid performance.
Yeah, I thought overall her scoring ability in the first half was great. She had 15 in the first half. I think as the double teams came to her more, she had to facilitate more.
Yep.
And that's what I think Coach Miller wanted to see, more of that point guard ability.
Yeah, what's your thought, DJ?
Lexi was doing her thing. For somebody who has never practiced it, has never ran through it, Lexi did an exceptional job of holding down the one and distributing the ball to the team to make sure that we could get some scoring inside and playing that pick and roll with De'Erica Hamby, as she talked about in the press conference.
And the team was able to pick up this big win, get a big-time stop. Cameron being Cam doing what Cam does, big-time block, making sure that they got this win. What's your thoughts on the rookies? Because Rakia, Cam, they play big minutes to help pick up this big win.
I think for them, they're playing with a lot of swagger. For rookies, they don't seem like they're playing like rookies. We heard in the press conference, they're almost playing like vets with their confidence on the field court. I mean, we saw, Brink get that game-winning block. That was great. So I think they're playing with swagger, and that's kind of what this team needs. The rookies, they're not shying away from the big moments.
I love it. What's your thoughts, DJ?
Rakia was hooping. Okay, I'm calling her Big Kia, not the little one, because she was on both ends of the court, making her presence be known. So I'm really proud of Rakia Jackson's performance tonight. And you know what? I'm gonna grab that fan tee before Friday because I need to rock that on the next show.
Hey, so Sparks fans, we always got you covered. We got Coach, we got Lexi Brown, De'Erica Hamby here in the post game. So we're back. Just heard from Coach. We just heard from Lexi and De'Erica. De'Erica came into this game. I spoke to her. She said, hey, I want to be an all-star again. I want to be somebody that this team can count on. What have we seen from this first 3 games to say, hey, she can do it?
Yeah. Well, I think being an all-star means you can contribute to the game in more than just one facet.
Okay.
We saw that today with her rebounding ability. I mean, she had
18 rebounds.
That was
Big.
close to her career high of 19 rebounds. So I think we didn't just see her scoring ability, which she showed on Saturday. So I think it's great that if you want to be an all-star, you got to do it in all facets.
Okay.
And you know what? De'Erica Hamby doesn't need to tell us she want to be an all-star because she's showing us she want to be an all-star. She is on an unbelievable run, and I love the fact that she's coming out with this positive, hungry attitude. She talked about doing her positive affirmations at the halftime. I don't know what those affirmations say, but we need to make sure that every sports player
give us the affirmations. We need that. But I want to talk about what Coach spoke about because they play 6 players pretty much most of the game. The 2 ladies talked about how fit this team is.
Yeah.
How crazy is it to see them already playing big minutes to start the year?
I mean, for me, I think it's a little crazy. I do think you have to broaden the rotation right here. I get it. There's, they still have to see something from practice.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you're going to run into a brick wall game 10, game 15, when they're going to be, tired and they're not going to be able to play those 30 minutes. I mean, we see like the New York Knicks, right? Those guys are already beat down by the playoffs time.
Man.
We don't want that for a Sparks team that has to play 40 games and hopefully a postseason.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but old school, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, okay? That 6-man rotation was working. Laisha's game wasn't where we normally see Laisha's at, and we went ahead and got Rakia some extra burn. Like Coach Miller said, they putting in deposits, so hopefully they can pay off later in the season.
Hey, I'm with Jude on this. I want to see Ray Burrell on the floor. I want to see Zaya Cook on the floor a little more because you need that depth to beat some of these better teams. Before we go, player of the games, I'm going to go with mine first.
Okay.
17 and 18, I got to go De'Erica Hamby. She is playing out of this world, playing some great basketball. That is my player of the game. Who you got, Jude?
De'Erica Hamby's mine, too. I mean, like you just talked about it, 17 points, 18 rebounds. There's nothing that she couldn't do. She contributed in all facets. I got to give it to her.
I'm going to give it to Lexi Brown with the 20-piece and the Celtics jacket because she don't believe in the Pacers either. Okay?
Hey, that's why I didn't give it to Lexi. When she came into the press conference with that Celtics jacket you guys saw, I said, there's no way in hell.
It was saucy. The jacket is beautiful.
It's risky to wear that in a place like Los Angeles.
Facts.
That's what I'm saying. It's risky to wear that.
You might as well be a Drake fan. But hey, LA Sparks Weekly, we got you covered. Make sure you guys tap in Friday. It's a big one. Caitlin Clark. Hey, I hope y'all ready for it.